What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a new video. If you're new around here, please make sure to like and subscribe down below. So, in a little over a month, we have some critical runoffs taking place in none other than the state of Texas. In Texas, if you get below 50%, the answer is very simple. You get forced into a runoff with your second best candidate. So, in order to actually get the nomination, you need to secure 50% of all the votes cast. But Tony Gonzales, incumbent congressman in Texas, was not able to receive 50% of the vote in the Congress, or his primary, in order to win the 2024 primary and thus be reelected into the House of Representatives, because this is a safe Republican district. Now, the difference is Brandon Hererra is a much more conservative candidate than Tony Gonzales. And I said in the video before Super Tuesday that if Gonzales was held below 50%, he would be forced into a runoff with Hererra. Well, that indeed happened, which means 55% of voters voted against Gonzales, and all the other candidates, Clark, Lopez, and Avala, all were eliminated and are no longer contesting. But if we look here, the two candidates that endorsed or that ran against Gonzales, they both backed Hererra in the runoff election, which is huge, because if all of the support base from these other three candidates go to Hererra, Gonzales is going to be gone. He's no longer going to be in Congress after 2023 or 24, which is a big net positive because Gonzales voted against Jordan for Speaker, and recently today he voted to expand the FISA requirement for surveillance spy, which is claimed to be surveillance spying on Americans, from what I've heard. But that shouldn't let you get distracted, because there are several other key factors that are problematic to Gonzales' re-election bid. Now, while Gonzales definitely won a lot of these districts by big margins, he did not crack 50%. The only district that he cracked 50% in, or the county, was Crockett County and maybe Reagan County, but that was about it. He didn't crack 50% in any other counties, which is a big issue. Even Bexar County, which is around where San Antonio is, he didn't even crack 50% there. He cracked 47%. So if Hererra reaches 50% here and gets 50% in some of these other counties, Gonzales is going to be done as a congressman. Now, if we look at the funding, Gonzales does not have that big much more fundraising advantage over Hererra. He only has about $2 million, which may seem like a lot, but in politics, it's not really all that much, because Hererra is apparently also backed not only by Matt Gaetz, but he's also backed by the House Freedom Caucus chair, who is Bob Good, and Bob Good is going to send significant funding from the House Freedom Fund to get Brandon Hererra elected. And Brandon Hererra, let's go ahead and let's take a look at his issues page. Let's see what he's running on, what his platform is, and I'll explain why he's probably our best recruit for this seat. So Brandon Hererra, if you first look at it, it looks kind of like this generic Republican, but if you scroll down and look at really what it's about, let's take a look at his issues page. Solving the border crisis, cutting taxes, defending gun rights, protecting life, term limits, opposing endless wars, and school choice. Those are all very conservative type of functions, and these are definitely ones that Republican voters, no matter if you're on the more moderate or the more conservative wing of the party, can definitely get behind and support. However, what could tank Herrera's chances of getting elected is that Texas has open primaries, and Texas having open primaries means that Democrats can cross over and vote in these primaries, which could inflate Tony Gonzales. But I really don't think it's going to inflate him all that much, because the Democrat primary did not go to a runoff, so I don't think Democrats are really going to come and turn out for Gonzales. It's possible, but honestly, I really don't think it's going to happen. I mean, I shouldn't put anything to chance, but I just don't see the point. And Brandon Hererra, he's a very popular YouTuber. I'll leave a link to his YouTube channel down in the description if you all want to go check him out. But he's been a big advocate for the Second Amendment and self-defense. He has also criticized the 2020 lockdowns, which I don't blame him for, because the 2020 lockdowns were atrocious depending on the area of the country you lived in. But Brandon Hererra, I wholeheartedly support him. Go ahead and pitch in if you can. But either way, very, very solid candidates, along with some of the other races. In the next, we will also cover some of the other elections that are relatively important as well in the state of Texas during the runoff season. We're going to particularly be talking about the 12th district between Craig Goldman and John O'Shea. John O'Shea, I wholeheartedly support for this election. He's definitely the more conservative out of the two that have advanced to the runoff between Goldman and O'Shea. Goldman was recruited by the establishment, while O'Shea has been backed by more of the Freedom Caucus type of Republicans like your Matt Gaetzes. Assuming that the same trait remains the same, where people or voters overwhelmingly voted against Goldman, John O'Shea will run away and he will win this election with ease. Now, do I expect that to happen? Well, this one's going to be a lot more competitive because it's around Fort Worth, around Dallas, and I'm not going to put it to chance. It could go, Craig Goldman could go down, and John O'Shea could win and become the nominee, but it's not likely that it happens, but I think it's a good chance, but I don't see it happening. I support and endorse John O'Shea because he's running on very similar principles as Brandon Hererra for the 2024 primary in the state of Texas. So if you live in Texas's 12th district or Texas's 23rd district, please make sure to get out there, vote for Brandon Hererra, vote for John O'Shea, and let's bring these races home. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new around here, please make sure to like and subscribe down below, and enjoy the rest of your day.